Hi guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video is going to be me reacting to my what's in my hospital bag video that I filmed obviously when I was heavily pregnant with Heidi. And I feel like this video will be quite informative because when I packed my hospital bag I felt like I knew what I was packing. I felt like everything had a purpose and I knew that everything I packed I'd use. In retrospect, I didn't use many of the items. Some things I wish I'd taken differently, and when I look back on that video, I think, oh my gosh, like how naive was I? And I think that hindsight is a really great thing when you pack your hospital bag. So when I asked on Instagram if there were any videos that you guys would like to see, this was one of them. So I'm going to dive straight into it because this video, as in my hospital bag video, was quite long. I'm just going to like pause and commentary kind of throughout that video. But just to give you some context so I can skip that intro of that video, because for some reason I just ramble and ramble like I normally do. I packed my hospital bag when I was 36 weeks pregnant. Like I mentioned, I watched loads of videos in the lead up, as you probably are if you're about to pack your hospital bag, to find out what you need, what you don't need, and things like that. And she ended up coming a day after my due date, which was the 7th of December, so a few months ago now. And yeah, I feel like I'm going to start with this one. If you guys want a reaction to my baby bag video, let me know as well, because again there were things in that I used and didn't use and stuff, but I thought I'd start with this one because I feel like this is the most dramatic one where I did or didn't use certain things. I've also got Heidi down here, so if you can hear her rambling along, she just doesn't sleep much in the day at all, so to film these videos I just have to keep an eye on her, let her play and try and film when I can. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if anyone wants to know, I'm taking this small suitcase. It looks quite big on camera, but it's just like a cabin sized suitcase that you can take like on flights with you and things like that. So it is actually quite a small suitcase. I got this one from Primark. I got this beginning of the year, but I know that it's still in some like larger stores. My one only had it throughout the summer and then it replaced it with all the Christmas stuff, but you can kind of get this in most stores. So your one should have it. And this tiny little one was £10, which I thought was amazing value, and I just needed it for a girls' holiday that I took in like April time. But now I thought it's a perfect size to take to hospital. I don't want anything too big, but then I also need something that is going to fit all my stuff. So this is why I chose this bag, and for a tenner I thought it was like such a good bargain. So I stand by that. That bag was perfect. It fit all of my stuff and it was just the perfect size. It didn't get in the way when I was actually in the ward, because you don't have much space, especially when there's you and your partner, and obviously there's the crib with the baby. There's not that much space to actually move around if you have two bigger bags, but that bag was actually perfect to take, so I don't have any regrets with the bag. So on the front of it, it has two pockets, but I haven't put anything in there. So those pockets at the front, I ended up putting my earphones for my iPad in there, and I totally forgot. So when I went to watch something in the night, because you just can't sleep very well, I had downloaded a few things to watch on my iPad and I couldn't find my earphones anywhere, and turns out I did put them in that front pocket. So just be careful, and if you do put anything in there, just remember where things are. When you open it up, try and show you without dropping the contents of the bag. I've got this like Ziploc bit here, it's just a zip. I've got all my toiletries in there, and I've decided not to put my toiletries in a bag just because I feel like it'll be easier if I ask Rich to get me something specific. He can actually just see through the netting what's what and can just grab what I request. So I've done that, and I'll show you what's in there in a moment, but I'll show you what's in the main compartment first. So with that netted compartment where I put all my toiletries, that was such a good idea because, like I mentioned there, I was able to tell Rich I needed my deodorant or spray or anything like that, and he was able to just pick it up and knew what it was by seeing through it. So that was a really good hack, and I would definitely recommend it. If you have that kind of compartment, make use of it. So I'll start off with the kind of boring things. I've packed a big kind of knitted jumper. This is an oversized one that I got from Zara. It's not been very oversized to me recently, but this is the jumper I'm going to take, and I've also got a pair of maternity leggings. I'm taking maternity ones just because I feel like they'll be more comfier. These are over the bump ones, and I know that your bump like deflates obviously quite a lot when you have the baby, but you still have like a 6-month pregnancy bump, so I thought I'd take these more just for the comfort factor. And obviously if you're wearing like really big pants, then this is like an extra protection on top of those. So I thought I'd just pack these, but I'm not going to be wearing these now until I go to hospital. I am also going to pack like another jumper that I have to go with the leggings. I've just washed that one, so I'm going to whack it in as soon as it's dried. But I wanted at least an outfit that in case something happened and I had to go straight away and didn't even think to pack anything else, at least I've got like an outfit. Say hello. So that outfit I never ended up wearing. I'll go through, like, there's stuff that I did pack that I ended up wearing, so I'll let you know when we get to those, but I never ended up wearing the maternity leggings or the jumper. I feel like I expected to get dressed every day if I stayed in hospital for a couple of days, but reality was, because I had an emergency C-section and I was in there for a couple of days, you literally just wear your hospital gown until you're ready to get dressed to go home. So I just didn't wear any outfits that I ended up packing. And to go with that outfit, I've picked up 2 packs of these. These are just Primark full pack, full briefs. These are like Bridget Jones pants. These are huge, but I thought that basically I got 2 of these. These were £2 for a pack of 3, which I thought was really cheap. The beauty of these is that if they get ruined, if they get stained, like black is obviously quite forgiving, but you're not too worried about it. You can just throw them away if you want to after hospital. But they're good, kind of protective, ugly pants that probably will provide you with a bit of support that you actually want. So I got these in a size large, which is 14 to 16. Before pregnancy I was like a 10 to 12, but because my bump's grown so much, I thought I'd just get these because they are like high-waisted ones because they're like full brief, so I thought it'd just probably be easier and comfier to have something a little bit bigger. So those are the pants that I'm taking, and I've just kept them in the packaging because I just thought it was easier because there's like a sea of black in here and these are just grabbable. So those pants are a postpartum essential. I wore them in the hospital as we were leaving. I did put them on after I showered in the hospital, and really to this day I still wear those big ugly pants. I do call them still my Bridget Jones pants, but they are just so comfy, and because they sit really high, because they are quite high-waisted, if you do end up having to have an emergency C-section, obviously you don't want normal pants basically rub against where they cut to take the baby out, so you want something that sits quite high. So those were actually perfect and I love them, and admittedly I do still wear them now. Lastly, I've got just a normal bra. This isn't like a nursing bra, and this is just a normal one that I thought I'd wear when I come home. I found these bras really comfortable throughout pregnancy. These are just from Primark, but I think because they have like a wider bit at the front, they're a little bit more protective. I know that it's not easy necessarily for breastfeeding, but you can just take it off or whatever. I'm not too bothered about getting specific nursing bras. I thought that this one was perfect just to take, just so I had something. Bras. Well, I never ended up wearing a bra when I actually left the hospital because I put on a t-shirt and I leaked through it, but I just wanted to like just go home and I didn't really care. But that is like the worst lie ever. Hello. That is the worst lie ever because wired bras are horrid. I think obviously during pregnancy I never wore a bra to sleep in, but because I was breastfeeding I obviously do now, and I love wireless bras, so if I could change that then I'd change it to getting ones that don't have a wire in it. Basically they're like kind of like sports bras, or if you like sports bras, something like that will be really comforting for you, really supportive, but also really comfy if you do end up sleeping in it, because you just don't want to wear a wired bra. So I don't recommend taking those, but get something that's a little bit more comfortable. So that's what I've got at the moment for outfits. Like I said, I am going to put another jumper in here. I'll probably keep the leggings just to wear like as the bottoms, and if I can wear like my maternity jeans for example into the hospital, then I will, just to have like another bottoms option. But I feel like leggings is all I'm going to want to wear after giving birth, so I'll put like another option there. I don't know how long I'll be in hospital for, but I'm hoping that it's not longer than 2 days. I'm hoping it's not even like longer than 1, to be honest, so we'll see how that goes. But if I need anything more and Rich comes home, then I can always ask him to grab something. So I ended up actually being in hospital for 2 whole days, and I came out on my 3rd day. But again, don't worry about too many outfits because you're just going to want to wear something comfy to go home in. But if you do have to stay for a couple of days, then chances are you are just going to be in that hospital gown, so don't panic about not having enough. And like I mentioned there, your partner will probably come home, so if you do need extra outfits and you do feel like you need to get dressed, then you can just get them to grab it, so don't worry too much. So next up, I've packed this really old sports bra. This is just like a black and pink one, and I literally say that it is so old. But it does fit me really well at the moment, and I thought that I would take this. I don't even know what type of birth that I necessarily want, which I just feel like my midwife hasn't really like told me the options that I could have at the hospital. But I feel like if there's an option to jump in a birthing pool, not necessarily to give birth in, but to just like help labour, then I probably would like the option to actually get in it. So I thought I'd pack this just in case I do get in the pool, because obviously you don't need like bottoms. But because this is just like, it's quite good like if you get it wet and stuff, so it's absolutely fine. I thought this would be a good bra to wear in the pool if I do go in there. I don't know if I will or not, but I just thought I'd put it in there just in case, because there's nothing worse than getting there and wanting to have it but not having an option suitable. So I didn't actually realise that I packed that sports bra, and if I would have remembered at the time, I probably would have put that one on instead of leaking through the top that I wore. But like I said there, I didn't know what kind of birth I wanted. Even when I rang up the hospital to say that I was having like really regular contractions, they asked me on the phone, did I want a birthing pool, because I put in my notes that it might be something that I like, because when I like have a bad period and stuff, I often get in the bath to ease the pain. But I ended up being fully dilated when I got into the hospital, and before we left I actually jumped in the bath to see if that helped with the pain, and it didn't, so I didn't actually want to jump in the pool anyway. On so many different hospital lists it said to take like slippers. Instead I got a 2-pack of cosy socks, and again these are just from Primark. These are £1.80. It's a pack of 2 just black ones, and I thought that this would be better than necessarily wearing slippers, because I feel like slippers you can't wear in bed, and I feel like these just protect your feet, and again if they get ruined or I step on something gross or whatever, I can just throw these away after if I want to. But yeah, I've just put them in there, and again I've kept them in the packaging just so I can like find them quite easily. So slippers are a good option if you want something like that. To be honest, I think I ended up walking to the toilet and in the shower barefoot, because at that point I just couldn't actually physically move. And I think actually my first couple of days I had those like stocking socks that they give you when you have a C-section anyway. I only took them off when I had a shower because it prevents like blood clots and stuff. So I had them on. Slippers might actually not be a bad thing, that if you can slip them on and off, I probably will get them next time. I didn't even open those cosy socks though. I think especially in bed, it was quite hot in the hospital, so you don't want too much, especially as I gave birth to her in December. It was still really, really hot. I've also got my hairbrush, which I definitely need to pull out all this hair, that's gross. But this is just an old Primark one. I normally use my Tangle Teaser every day, but I wanted to pack this just in case it's more of a like emergency job where I have to like pick up my bags and just go, and I don't have time to remember to pick up like certain items that I don't have in here. So I thought for the sake of just putting a hairbrush in, I will just put that one in. I did not brush my hair at all whilst I was in hospital. When I had a shower, I then just put it straight up, I think when it was wet, and then when I got home I sorted myself out when I had my shower at home, and then I brushed my hair. But you know, it's probably not a bad thing to take if you feel like you will be able to, but because I had a C-section I just didn't want to do too much at all. So yeah, I just didn't brush my hair at all. Now, when it comes to going to hospital, I obviously don't know what time of day it's going to happen. If it's in the day and I can like wear my jeans or whatever, then I will. But again, if like your waters break or you're at home or whatever, like you literally don't know the situation. But I thought for kind of being in labour, I would quite like to wear this night dress. And this is just a massive one that I got from Primark. It's kind of Christmassy with the tartan. But I thought because it's like dark blue and red, it might not stain as much. But this was £9, and I got an extra large because my bump is an extra large, and I always like pyjamas to be like massive. But I picked up this just because I thought it's easier than having like pyjamas with shorts and then not wearing the shorts and whatever. At least like you're covered for, unless you have to be like examined. But yeah, I don't know if I'll even have time to wear this. I don't know obviously what's going to happen. I've never given birth before, but I thought I'd get a night dress just in case I can change into it. I would prefer to wear this in a hospital gown personally. I know that you then have to bring it back and clean it, but the hospital gowns, oh, I just don't like them. It just reminds me of like family being in hospital. So I ended up wearing a hospital gown. I definitely didn't have time to change into like a night dress. I went into labour and went into hospital at about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I was already in pyjamas. I was wearing an oversized t-shirt and bottoms. When you get there, you just take your bottoms off, and honestly, you don't care. I didn't even remember that that was in my bag anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. Obviously, if you want to take something like that, then you can, but chances are you might not be able to actually change into it. And beneath those in my bag, I've got a pack of Boots maternity pads. I am going to put another pair in here because there's 10 in each pack, and I hear that you go through them so quickly after giving birth. But apparently Boots were like the best maternity pads. My mum recommended them. Pregnant friends that I have recommended them. Like, everyone has said these are the best ones. So that's what I've got, and I'm going to put another pack in there. I've just put one in for now, but I will put another pack in there after this video. It keeps like reminding me of other things I have to put in. Maternity pads from Boots were the best ones. I mentioned it in my postpartum essentials video, but they were so good, and I definitely recommend taking at least 2 packs, even maybe 3. My hospital actually had some pads that you could use whilst you were bleeding, but as soon as you're like up and about, the expectation is that you use your own. But whilst I was bedbound, they basically changed all that for me, which is gross, but they use their own stuff. I guess you could request that you use your own, but why not use theirs while you're there? But the Boots maternity pads were honestly a godsend. I definitely recommend them. And then kind of last up for me in terms of like clothing are pyjamas. And I've got black pyjamas because you basically leak from every direction, and I just think these will be really easy to wash. Obviously, if you do have like an accident or you do leak or whatever, God knows what it's going to be like, but obviously you don't want like light coloured pyjamas because they're not forgiving. So I've just got this massive pair of like pyjama bottoms from Primark. Again, most things are from Primark just because they're so disposable. These were a size large, again 14 to 16, because you'll still have a bump after, and because these are quite big, these will sit more like high-waisted, again providing like not necessarily like support, but you just feel a bit more covered. So I got these, and these are actually so comfy. They're super soft as well. I can't remember how much these were, but I remember them being actually really cheap. So I thought I'd pick those up just because they'll probably be a little bit more forgiving, and you want obviously darker bottoms where you can get them because, like I said, nothing is forgiving. So those bottoms were actually the bottoms that I wore when I came out of hospital, and then also for the next probably 2 weeks. They were the comfiest bottoms. They were £8 from Primark, and I definitely recommend just getting something comfy like that. I tried to put Heidi back down, but she'll probably rejoin us in this video. And then I got this top as well. I don't normally like long sleeve pyjamas, but this was the only like black top I could find in Primark, and the reason why I got it as well is that it has these buttons. So if you do want to breastfeed, then you've got the option, you can just unbutton it. And this was £4. It is literally really big, and it sits more kind of off the shoulder because it's massive, but I just thought it'll be kind of comfier to wear. You don't want anything too tight fitting, and the fact that it had the buttons I thought was really good. So I've got that as well to wear at night time. I never wore that t-shirt either. Like I said, you don't really change into pyjamas, but even when I was leaving, I found that I wanted to wear something short sleeve because the hospital does get so hot. So I would probably say get like short sleeve pyjamas because you can get extra blankets if you're cold. But yeah, I just didn't wear that either. So in terms of like toiletries and other like essential things, I'll just whack open this pouch. Trying to balance a suitcase on your lap when you've got a bowling ball in front of you as a belly is really not that easy. So the first thing that I've got are 3 pairs of the Lancino breast pads. These have come so highly recommended to me, so I thought I would put these in because that's enough. Like, I don't think you need too many when you go into hospital, so there's enough for like 3 changes, but I don't think you need to change them like too often. I don't really know. And again, if Rich needs to come home or I need any more, then I can ask him to grab some more. But I've got 3 pairs there, which are 6 individual ones, and they are individually wrapped as well, which I really like. If you do want to take nipple pads or breast pads for sure, I think I ended up, no, I didn't end up wearing them coming home because, like I said, I didn't wear a bra, but next time around I definitely will just put like a sports bra on with them inside because you do leak a lot. Even if you don't breastfeed, I think you still leak anyway because your body's made colostrum for the baby. But definitely get those. And the Lancino ones, again, I mentioned them in my postpartum essentials videos, but they are the best breast pads that I have come across so far. Now I've also put in a pack of makeup wipes from, again, Primark. This is just the It's Oil Good ones, which is just to help oil control. I thought this would be easier than like messing around with micellar water, because with these you can just pour one out and you're done. So I got them in there just for ease. I love the fact that I was optimistic enough to think that I would need to take off makeup. Again, probably if you go in the day, you might want something to wash your face with, absolutely fine. Even the last week before I had her, I didn't even wear makeup, so if you're not wearing makeup, you probably don't need to actually pack makeup wipes. I never use those ones. For showering after birth, I got the Lime Original Source Shower Gel. This is such a classic, but honestly, I love the smell of it. I feel like this is gonna like perk me up after such a massive event. So I just got that. It was only like £1 from Wilkinson's, so I just got that to throw in. Again, didn't use that. I didn't use it because I had a C-section scar. I was really cautious about what I used on my body, and I obviously washed my body in the shower at the hospital, but I didn't use that specific shower gel. I just used water to wash myself down because I didn't want anything to irritate. And I think even if you have like stitches or something, you do just want to be very careful, but that's probably a lot easier to avoid. I probably wouldn't take something like that again, just because shampoo and conditioner really is all that you need. I've got a single toothbrush. This is from a new pack. Again, I think I got this from Primark. It's like a pack of 5 for like 75p. I got one in here because I normally use an electric one, but again, if I forget to pack it, at least I've got something in there. I definitely would recommend taking a toothbrush, obviously. I never actually had the opportunity to clean my teeth when I was in hospital because I couldn't physically get out of bed for the first like 48 hours, and then when I could move around and shower and stuff, it was time to go home. So I never actually ended up cleaning my teeth, so I would think more around, I think they do like Lush do like tooth tabs or something like that, where you're able to clean your teeth without actually leaving the bed, is something that I'll probably look into for next time, but I didn't get the chance to actually clean my teeth. I've got a spray, which is just the So Vanilla. I feel like this has thrown it back to when I was like 14, but again, I just want something to help me smell nice if I don't have time to put in a perfume or something. Definitely recommend a body spray. You're gonna probably smell a little bit. So even after I gave birth, or when I was back in after theatre, I asked Rich to pass me my deodorant and the spray because I could just smell grossness. So I definitely recommend getting something to make you smell nice. For a conditioner, I picked up the Tresemme Colour Revitalise. This was 90p, again from Primark. They do loads of good like beauty samples. And I also got a Head and Shoulders. This is an anti-dandruff shampoo, but I love the smell of Head and Shoulders, so I just got that one. It was just a classic clean one. I always feel like these make my hair feel really soft, so I thought it would be a nice treat for after I give birth. This was again £1 for the mini. Shampoo and conditioner, 100%. Getting the travel ones were perfect as well. I had a couple uses, and then I still had a couple uses to use when I got home. Perfect thing with the travel ones is that where I had the shower in hospital, they had like where the shower unit was, they were small enough to actually sit on there, so I didn't have to bend down because I physically couldn't. They were a really good idea. To go with the toothbrush, I got the Colgate Max White Mini Toothpaste. Obviously I didn't clean my teeth, but if I had, I feel like something like that would be perfect. I've also put in a full Shore deodorant. This is scented. I know most people recommend like getting an unscented one, but I just keep forgetting every time I go to town, so I just put this in there for now, again, so I just don't forget anything, because I really feel like she might be early. She wasn't early, but deodorant, again, essential. You're going to want to probably spray yourself after birth if you don't have the chance to have a shower straight away. I just remember thinking I absolutely stink, and I asked Rich to pass it through, and yeah, definitely a godsend. I packed some cotton wool pads in case I want to do like more of a skincare thing. I don't know if I will, I don't know how I'll feel, I've never done this before, so I've put some in just in case. And to use with those, if I do, I've put a mini Pixie Glow Tonic. I was sent this by Pixie and I'm really excited to use it. I've like held back using it for my hospital bag because I know that I'm gonna love myself when I do. I wish I had the chance to use my Glow Tonic, but again I didn't. I did nothing with my face at all. I look like a hot mess. I've also got 2 like Invisibobbles, and I put these in just because I know that I'm gonna want my hair up, but I don't know like if I'll remember to have like one on my wrist or whatever. So I put 2 just like loose in that compartment, so if I want to get one or ask Rich to get one, he should be able to see them through the netting. But I've whacked 2 in there just in case, and if like one breaks as well. Definitely want a hairband on your wrist. I normally have one, but actually today I don't, which is like the first. But Invisibubbles are brilliant. I ended up putting my hair up when I went into surgery anyway, and I think I just lived with it up for the rest of my time in hospital. So something like Invisibubbles are perfect. Primark do equivalent ones if you don't want to actually fork out on them, and they do the same job, so I definitely recommend getting them. I've also put in a mini dry shampoo. I don't know how long I'll be in hospital for. Hopefully I'll just like have one wash after birth and then be okay. But if I do need to like refresh my hair, or I'm in there for a little bit longer, then I did like think to pick this up. And this was on offer. Instead of like £1 or something, it was like 50p in Primark, so I just thought I'll just get it. If I don't use it, I don't use it. I don't normally like cheap dry shampoo, but I thought something's better than nothing. I didn't use a dry shampoo. I hated that dry shampoo actually. I tried to use it when I came out. Everyone feels different after they give birth, so if you are an avid dry shampoo wearer and you feel like you'll use it, fine. Like I said there, I don't normally like dry shampoo, so why I thought I'd use it in that time, I don't know. And last but not least, I've also got the Lancino Lanolin. So this is for like cracked nipples and stuff, and so many people have kind of raved about this, so that's why I just thought I'd pick up this one. This is the same make as I've got the breast pads as well, but the good thing with this is that you can put it on and you don't have to like wipe it away before you breastfeed. So I picked that one up, and I thought I'd just put it in there with the box. That Lancino Lanolin cream was a godsend. I would recommend it to everyone and anyone that is thinking of breastfeeding or thinking they might give it a try. Even though she didn't physically breastfeed, I still found that by pumping I needed to use something like that to protect my nipples, because they cracked and they bled and it was quite a lot. So yeah, through and through, that is definitely such a good product to get. The only other thing I haven't put in there that I know that I'm going to is a lip balm. People have also said that the nipple cream's really good for like your lips if they get really cracked, because if I use gas and air, apparently that makes your lips like so dry. So I do need to whack that in. And I've also got a towel that I've left on top of here, so like if my waters break at home or whatever, I can take that in the car. So I never ended up using the lip balm. You don't need a lip balm necessarily, but again, if you are used to using one all the time, then you might want to take one. I did use gas and air, and I didn't find that my lips were like noticeably like drier. And a towel is definitely essential. My waters broke at home, so I actually sat on that in the car. And then when it came to having a shower, I asked Rich to bring like a fresh towel in, so I didn't use like the one I'd sat on going to hospital. So yeah, towels are good, but again, you don't need to pack too much, because if your partner does come home and you have to stay overnight, they can get extra bits. And then I can take it in to the hospital like once I go in, but I just thought if I keep it out, if I do need to like sit on it, because our car is like a lease car, so I don't want to get like anything on it basically, so I thought I'll pack that but like on top of it. That's very true. Even in the moment I was very concerned about the care of the car, because it's a finance car and I just didn't want to get like my waters on it. I was very particular about that in the moment. I've also got my dressing gown as well, which is too big to fit in the suitcase, but again I'll just leave it on top depending on like what time of day I go into labour. I might remember to take it, but if it happens at night, then I'll know to take it. So I didn't know to take it, I didn't take it, and I probably wouldn't have used it. I might have like worn it coming out of hospital, but I ended up just putting my coat on, so I wouldn't worry too much about a specific dressing gown. I think that's kind of it for my hospital bag. I feel like I'm forgetting something really important. Oh, obviously like your hospital notes and stuff. I actually have an appointment like tomorrow, so I haven't put them in there yet, but you do need to take your hospital notes, and like if you have a birth plan and stuff. But as soon as I finish that appointment, I am then going to put it in here like at the top, so I can give it straight to them. You definitely need your hospital notes. I put them on the top of my suitcase and I did remember them thankfully, but you definitely need them. So maybe even leave them in the car if you have appointments, so you definitely don't forget them. But they will probably send your partner home to get them if you don't have them. So I also forgot to mention, whilst I was editing, I remembered that I'm obviously going to pack my makeup and some makeup brushes as well, and a like little mirror, but they are things that I am using right up until the day that I go into hospital. And if like I wasn't here and Rich had to pick them up, then I'd tell him to pack my makeup. I don't expect I'm going to make too much of an effort when I'm in hospital, but I feel like it's quite nice to make yourself like pampered and stuff. But I thought I'd just mention this because I forgot to, so. I didn't take well, actually I did take my makeup and I didn't use my makeup, so again, it's not your like most priority thing. I wouldn't have had the chance to have done my makeup at all, so I probably wouldn't bother the next time around. Also, I keep forgetting things to mention, but I'm also going to put like some snacks in my bag, and I'm going to take like a bottle of like Lucozade Zero Lemonade, but the one with sugar this time to keep my energy levels up. But I am going to take like snacks and stuff for like me and Rich whilst I'm in labour, because you don't know how long you're going to be in labour for. But those types of things I'm planning to get over the next couple of days when I go shopping. So I think that's everything. You definitely want snacks, and this was something that we bought loads of snacks for, and that was perfect. The things that you definitely want to take though are like energy drinks. So I mentioned there the Lucozade like zero sugar thing, but you want like an actual Lucozade with sugar that's going to give you energy. I ended up drinking one of those when I was in labour because I was getting really tired very quickly. But yeah, you want to take loads of snacks, and you don't worry about them being like necessarily too healthy, because you just want to eat whatever. You get like meals in the hospital which aren't the best, so you want a range of like sandwiches or like wraps, cereal bars are good, chocolate, things like that that you just can snack on. Basically, it's like so essential. I'm so rubbish at remembering what to pack, but I've also thought of another thing that I thought I'd mention just in case anyone's watching it and finding this at all helpful, which probably not. I'm also going to be packing my iPhone charger, and I'm going to make sure that Rich has got his charger in like a bag as well. And I'm also going to pack my iPad and just like pre-download stuff, so if I have to stay the night or something, then I've got stuff to watch, because I don't mind having to stay, and obviously if you're there with a baby it's fine, but I have like a real anxiety about staying in the hospital, so if I can keep myself distracted then I will do so. And obviously you need chargers for like your iPhone and iPad, so I am also going to put them in. I feel like I haven't forgotten anything else. I probably have, but I'm useless. Yeah, my pregnancy brain was real and I would forget everything. Even in the moment they'd ask me questions I wouldn't even know the answer. iPhone charger, yes, you definitely want. I wish I'd got like a really long one though, and I'd recommend getting a really long one if this is your first time, because you don't know where the electric ports are. And when my phone was on charge I couldn't have it, so I didn't put it on charge overnight, because if something happened I wanted to have my phone near me. And I did take my iPad. I watched one thing for the whole 3 days I was in hospital, and I probably could have gone without it, if that makes sense, but iPads are so slim it didn't really matter. And like earphones, because you don't want to disturb people on the ward. And I'm trying to think what else. I mean, they actually had earphones there, because they have like TVs there, so your hospital might even have them. And Rich didn't take his charger, but he just charged his phone when he came home. But a power bank would also be a good idea if you're limited on space or like leads and stuff. If you've got one of those, definitely pack that. So yeah, that was pretty much everything that I needed. I don't think there's anything that I wish I'd taken that I haven't already mentioned in this video. But you just don't need to take too much stuff. Like, that is the biggest thing that I'll know for next time, is that just take basically comfy clothes / pyjamas, so like joggers and stuff like that you just want to be extra comfy in, and just, yeah, just be realistic. I think I knew going into it that I wouldn't have time to do my makeup, but I still took a makeup bag that took up so much space, so I just wouldn't bother next time. But hindsight is a really good thing, and it's really weird me watching back this video, because I feel like I've changed so much as a person, even in a few weeks really, or a couple of months. So that was a month before I gave birth to her, and now she's almost 5 months old, so our 5-month update will be coming to our channel soon, so don't forget to subscribe down below. But I hope this video has been helpful for anyone that is about to give birth and looking to actually realise what you actually need to take. Let me know down below if you have given birth already, what one product that you wish you hadn't have taken or didn't use down below. I think it would be really helpful for other people. And this one I think needs a little bit of a bottle, so it will go, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.